Good morning. All right. Today, we are going to do some Bible reading and may relate a little bit of it to modern day, what's going on. The world's moving very fast right now. And I've been feeling a call to share more of the word. So I definitely want to go into the word today. And I'm just going to ask God to open this book where he wants it. And I'm going to let it go. Sorry. Hey, got a little wet while I was out camping. Ooh. Micah. All right. And it starts us here in Micah 3. And I said, Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people, and flay their skin from off of them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot, and as flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Okay, I don't know if everybody else just felt that here in America, but I'll tell you that I did. In our country for the last 70 years, not only have we allowed people to murder their children, but we've stood by and legalized it. If I go out and kill an eagle egg, which is a potential eagle, it's an eagle in the fetal stage of development, I get 20 years in jail here in America, wherever I killed the bald eagle egg. But yet for $500, you can go murder your child. Her body, her choice, right? Why is the FACE Act include abortion clinics? Why did the FACE Act get created for abortion clinics? And yet it also defends churches, synagogues, and mosques. Want you to think about that very closely. You are admitting that it is a religious sacrament. You're admitting that that is your temple. That is your church. That is your mosque. That is the altar at which you worship. The altar of abortion. The altar of Baal. The altar of Molech. So I felt that quite distinctly in these first few verses. We only made it to verse 4, guys. 5. We only made it through verse 4. Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry, Peace. And he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Concerning the prophets that make my people err. So God here is calling out the false teachers, like the gay pastors who claim that homosexuality is accepted by God. I'm not against people living the life they wish to live, but I am against stating that it is not sinful. And do not get me wrong or misconstrued. I have my own sins that I fight against, and I try not to be living in sin. I struggle daily like everyone else, trying to keep the world at bay through Jesus Christ. When the world tries to trick you into believing that evil is good and good is evil, which we've had all over the place, with RNG, Renee Nicole Good, really not good, driving into a cop. With this Alex Pretty, who the week before had assaulted a police vehicle and busted out a window, got tackled and got his rib broken. Now, in the state of Minnesota, once you break the law violently, like assault a police officer, shove a police officer, you are no longer legally able to carry. He did it a week before, and then he did it again the day of. Do I believe he should have been shot? No. Do I believe that the way things transpired caused more issues than benefit? Yes. Do I believe it's possible that the SIG P320 went off when they pulled it out of that holster? Yes. It looks like in one of the side videos, if you were standing there and you knew this guy was armed, and then you hear a gun go off, you are gonna react. You will have believed that he has either gotten hold of his own gun or one of your guns and is shooting. This guy has shown he's violent. He's shown that on 2 occasions that he's assaulted you guys. Just common sense shows that this guy could be escalating. Generally, that's how escalation works. It starts out small. What do they say about the guys that beat their women? Oh, he slapped her around at first. Oh, it wasn't that bad. But if the woman stays and stays, it ends up very badly. Sometimes in her death. Verse 6, therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of God. But truly, I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression, and to Israel his sin. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob, and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment, and pervert all equity. Ooh, that right there. That right there. This is King James, buddy. This ain't even one of them new international standard, brand new, fangled, lying books that remove verses because they're based off the Alexandrian Bible. All NIV are missing 130 verses because they followed the Alexandrian Bible, which is a heretical Bible. It is not the oldest Bible. It is a altered Bible that was declared heretical back in pre-Council of Nicaea, back in the 320s. I can't remember what the name of that council was, but it's when they hammered out all the heresies. And I apologize, and on my next video, if I can remember, I will put that in. Pervert all equity. Is that like this DEI stuff where they're trying to equate equity to equality? Where they're trying to force diversity over skill? Where they're trying to include people that aren't capable of doing the job? And I'm not adverse or against diversity. I believe in diversity. I believe that a diverse group, coalition that is united in equality is probably one of the strongest things on earth, because God has given each of us our own tasks to do. He states, can an eye be a foot, or a hand be an ear? We are all different parts of the body of God. So if we were all working towards God's vision together in equality, we would not be perverting the equity. That is very, very beautiful right there. That was Micah 3, verse 9. Verse 10. They build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire. And the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. Huh. Therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house as the high places of the forest. Because you disrespect me, and you say unto me that you cannot be taken, I will punish thee. That is what the Lord says. Because we are so corrupt that we believe we are untouchable here, he will punish us. I believe we are in the time of Ahab. I know people are going to say, he died thousands of years ago and he was married to Jezebel. Yeah. And what happened in his kingdom? The people fell away from God. And after some fasting and prayer and casting out of the false idols and the false teachers, Jerusalem became holy again. But only for a time. For when Ahab's son came and arose, it was time to pay the piper. I believe that's where we're at. believe we're at the Piper paying time, if you get what I'm saying. At this current time, we have very significant issues going about in our country. We have protests over people enforcing the law. I want that to be thought about very clearly. In this current time in our society, good has become evil, enforcing the law, and evil has become good, violently resisting the law enforcement. I, in my time of life, have been on multiple sides of this type of issue. What I mean by that is, for years, I lived a drug-filled life. And through the grace of God, I was pulled out of it. And during that time, I was very much against the police. Very much so. To the point where every interaction with them I considered hostile. Even when they weren't always hostile towards me. But because I was always in the wrong, and I did not like judgment, as it says here in verse 11, the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money, yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. Hold on, I missed that verse. Where is it? Verse 9, I apologize. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment and pervert all equity. Verse 9, not verse 11. In verse 9, I was one of those men. I understand that now. And I pray that God guides us to the right path, all of us. I pray for this country. I think that we are facing a very rapid changing time. I believe in this country's promise for the future. And what I mean by that is, I believe that this is the time that we are going to grow as a nation before the fall. And during King Ahab, things grew once they returned to God. But our children's generation will have to pay the piper. And that's just all there is to it. No one wants to hear it. Everyone abhors judgment. Because no one understands when they are being chastised that a father chastises his own. We ended chapter 3. I believe that I'm supposed to also read chapter 4 today. So I'm going to do that. But I don't know that I'll stop as much and give commentary, because I'm running out of time before work. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit every man under his vine, and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the mouth of the Lord of hosts hath spoken it. For all the people will walk every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and ever. In that day, saith the Lord, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted, and I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion. Hold on. Hello? Huh. Sounded like somebody was knocking. Probably just God giving me a hand, clapping at me reading. Or the devil trying to distract me. And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast afar off a strong nation. The Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pangs have taken thee as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass. And thou shalt beat in pieces many people. And I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. While we didn't get any viewers live today, I pray that anybody that watches enjoys this. And God bless you guys. Have a safe day. Try to stay warm out there. I don't know how it is where you're at, but here in Illinois it's quite chilly. Love you guys. Be safe.